Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ashley Thar with CareAcademy. Thank you for spending an hour with me today on your afternoon. On behalf of our team, I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, our Summer 2018 update. I'm excited to show you what we've been working on and how we can help you build your care team and grow your business. So thank you for joining. Let's go over the agenda. Sorry, I think I'm not showing my screen. Okay, let me just double check. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I am showing my screen. All right, so for the agenda, everybody, for the next 60 minutes, we're going to talk about our new classes and features that customers now have access to. And if you're not yet using CareAcademy for your agency, you'll get access to everything we are talking about when you sign up. At the end of the 60-minute product update section, I'm going to do an interactive demonstration and make you all a special offer. So if you're already a customer, I'll make sure to let you know when the product update section is done and you can jump off. Or if you want a refresher on how everything works, please do stick around. If you're thinking about signing up with us, make sure to stick around till the end to get your questions answered and take advantage of today's special offer. First, we're going to talk about our new classes. Second, we're going to talk about new features that will make your caregivers happy. And then we're going to announce our new referral program, which I'm really excited about, that will put cash in your pocket when you refer us to other home care agency owners. Now that we're going to do a full demo, or after we're going to do a full demo and Q&A for potential new customers and new managers. So we've got a lot to cover. So if you have any questions at any time, go ahead and ask them into the question box. I have a few of my team members on the webinar, and they can answer your questions via chat in real time. If for some reason, if you can't see my screen, please do chat us and I will make sure that you can see my screen. All right, so one of the most exciting things we're working on at CareAcademy is helping our customers get their caregiver turnover down to 10%. Now, I realize that is a really big, really bold promise, given the fact that every year Home Care Pulse comes out with a statistic that says the average is 66%, and it's getting worse every year. But what sets CareAcademy apart from every other training company is that we're taking all the employee training best practices that are being talked about at universities, in adult learning, and in large companies. And we're creating online classes for caregivers that include all these best practices. Classes that are centered around your client's needs and your state's caregiver training requirements. So I have a question for you. Do you think it's possible to get your turnover down to 10%? Please just chat me, and I'd love to get your thoughts on that. So the answer is it is. Let me introduce you to Andrea Cohen from Houseworks in Newton, Massachusetts, which is about 10 miles west of Boston. Before CareAcademy, her caregiver turnover rate was 38%, which is better than average, but still pretty high. With CareAcademy, it's down to 10%. Imagine how much easier your job as an owner or manager would be if the number of people you need to recruit and train every month was reduced by a factor of 3 or 5. Instead of having to find and train 10 people every month, it's 3 or 4. And instead of 20, it's 7 or 8. And on top of that, you don't have to teach the classes or set up the room every week, which I know a lot of agencies do. So how did we get here? CareAcademy was started in 2013 by our CEO, Helen Adioson, and Chief Medical Officer Madhuri Reddy. Back then, Helen was finishing up her master's degree at Harvard's Graduate School of Education, and that's where she met Madhuri, who is a geriatrician and an instructor of medicine at Harvard Medical School. Now, the interesting part of the backstory is that Helen put herself through college working as a caregiver for a home care agency. If you've been part of our other webinars, I'm sure you're familiar with this. I bring it up in our other webinars as well. And as a young caregiver, Helen often felt unprepared when starting with a new client. And the more Helen thought about it, the more she realized that her state's requirements on caregiver training were just not quite enough to get a handle on all the nuisances of senior care. So she started asking other caregivers for tips and techniques, and was surprised to find that her coworkers didn't really know what to do either. So now, fortunately for Helen, she comes from a family of nurses and was pursuing a degree in education, so she was well aware of how to seek out information and training on her own. And while she was working on her master's degree in education at Harvard, Helen realized that many home care agencies aren't using well-known best practices in their caregiver training programs. In the world of academia, like at Harvard Graduate School of Education, they have access to a lot of big companies, and they're able to do research on those companies' employees, like measuring the impact of training on employee retention. And pretty much every time anyone studies this, they find that high quality training improves employee retention, and more importantly, productivity, and in industrial markets, fewer accidents and on-the-job injuries. So Helen recruited Madhuri, wrote up a business plan, and they made a few courses and started testing them out with local home care owners. It worked really well, and several organizations started to take notice. In 2015, CareAcademy won 2 startup competitions, Google for Entrepreneurs and Aging 2.0. In 2016, CareAcademy was a finalist for AARP's 2016 Aging in Place Award. In 2017, CareAcademy was accepted into Techstars, which is a business acceleration and mentorship program for tech companies that are poised to make a significant positive impact in the world. I love this quote that we have up from Kevin at Best of Care. Kevin runs a large multi-location agency that's been around for 30 years, and they tried out our online training program earlier this year. Ultimately, Best of Care was able to increase employee engagement and increase the caregiver completion rates, believe it or not, by 482% with CareAcademy compared to what they were using before. We really like it when we can provide better outcomes for the same or even less cost. Now that's called value. CareAcademy's online classes are used by home care agencies to equip caregivers for success, which is critical to your agency's success as well. We say that we're here to help you build your care team and grow your business. And we're doing that by improving your recruiting process with education that ensures your applicants understand the job. And with CareAcademy, you can offer this education before you start the interview process or hire anyone. If your applicants don't complete the class quickly, then you probably don't want them on your team. If they're flaky now, they're only going to be more flaky later, right? Now, there's a flip side to that. With CareAcademy, you can offer education very quickly with very little cost. This enables you to reach into labor pools of high quality individuals who know nothing about senior care. Like all the workers who are losing their jobs because so many retail stores are closing. Our courses do a great job of explaining the job, so you end up with more applicants to choose from. Even onboarding. How many of you have to run classes every single week, regardless of the number of applicants? Because you know that if you wait more than a few days, those applicants are going to be accepting whatever job they can start at immediately. It happens. And with CareAcademy, you can start that orientation process immediately. And if you want, you can do it completely online. Or you can have them do 4 to 6 hours online and then come in to meet with your manager for 2 hours. Retention. I would like you to consider the idea that the reason caregivers quit has nothing to do with pay. Sure, everybody wants to make more money, but they know what the job pays getting into it, and they chose it because your job was the best offer. People generally don't pick the lower paying job offer, right? So then why do caregivers quit? Well, it's probably because they get frustrated about something. But what causes frustration? It's usually one of two things. Either things are not going how you expect, or you don't know how to get the result you're trying to achieve. So when it comes to your job, what's the most frustrating thing of all? It's being expected to do a job and you don't know how to do it. You want to do it, but you don't really know the best way to do it. And when you do your best and fail, it's called frustration. It's frustrating. We can help you improve retention because we've got a great library of classes. All you have to do is check in with your caregivers, see where they are struggling, and reinforce those areas with education. I think the reason why a lot of agencies don't do this is because with an online system like CareAcademy, it's logistically difficult. A 1 hour reinforcement workshop has to be scheduled, and it takes both the caregiver and your nurse's time. And there's travel involved. We hear this from our agencies all the time. The hours spent that, caregivers might be living far away from the agency and it might take an hour for them to get to the office. With CareAcademy, you just click 3 buttons and the caregiver has the course. Over the years, CareAcademy has grown a lot. We're educating over 20,000 caregivers per year. 3,600 classes are completed online every month. 92% of the classes that are assigned get completed. So if you're having problems ensuring that everyone is doing what they're supposed to do, we can help you there. Our classes are 100% mobile friendly. Caregivers can take the classes on their iPhone or iPad or Android phone, Chromebook, or their computer or a laptop. You don't have to download or install anything to make it work. And we're up to 42 hours of training content. The growth is pretty cool. And in addition to the logos you see on the screen, I also want to welcome Always Best Care, Comfort Keepers, Home Health Senior Care, Home Helpers, Synergy Home Care, Touching Hearts at Home, and Visiting Angels. We've had franchise owners from all of the above join the CareAcademy family in the last 90 days. So if you're a member of one of those networks, give us a call and we'll let you know who's using CareAcademy so you can contact your peers and hear how CareAcademy is working directly from them. Okay, so let's talk about CareAcademy's new classes. You asked for them, we made them. So we're now up to 42 hours of classes. 25 of these are new for 2018, and we have several more in the process. With these new classes, we're trying to accomplish 3 things. Provide engaging training on the topics you need, develop enough classes to meet requirements in all 50 states, and provide upskill pathways to help caregiver retention and potentially allow you to take on higher acuity patients for which you may be able to charge more for. And don't forget, these new classes and all future classes we create are included at no additional cost. If you're a customer, you get access to them as soon as they are launched. I should also mention that CareAcademy is able to service majority of the states, and we're actively working on getting our courses reviewed and approved by states that require approvals, such as Washington State, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and New York, that we are still working on currently. So what I'm going to do here is go into some of our classes. and show you some of our videos, some of our interactive activities, so you get an idea of get an idea and feel for our classes. So the first class that I want to show you all, this is a part of our new class that we recently released, is working with an aging population. As we age, a lot of you know this, our senses, mental, and physical abilities change. Everyday things that most of us take for granted can be especially challenging for a senior. For example, carrying a bag of groceries up the stairs or navigating a room in low light. The purpose of this course that our content team has created is to familiarize caregivers with the aging process so that caregivers know what to expect on the job. Caregivers will learn about the changes that come with age and how to help their clients to adapt to those changes. So I'm in section or lesson 3 of the class here. I'm going to play a video. Again, please let me know if there are any issues with me playing the video, and we will go through the class.
We have about 10,000 taste buds, located mostly on the tongue, that help us detect sweet, salty, sour, and bitter tastes. Our ability to taste changes with age because we lose taste buds. When a client complains that their food tastes off, it may not be the food, it may be their taste buds.
Everything okay?
That tastes strange.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you have to eat. Can I fix it? Maybe a dash of cinnamon or a touch of maple syrup? Would that help?
Well, we can try.
Well, it can't hurt. I'll be right back.
Medications can cause dry mouth, which can affect taste, or the chemicals in the medications can alter flavor.
All right. So that's just a small portion of our videos. I didn't show you all the whole video, but you get an idea of us going through how taste senses change for an older adult. What I also want to show you is other activities that are common in our classes. So this is what we call a hotspot activity. So a caregiver can drill down on the orange hotspots here and see how the changes in senses affect an older adult. So sight, hearing, smell. If you go next here, a caregiver can see the list. This is what we call a list activity. A caregiver can expand and then learn how, he or she can help a client with different sensory changes. And then each of our sections also have a knowledge check. So we certainly have a test at the end of all of our classes that requires an 80% pass rate for a caregiver to receive a certification. But also at the end of each section, we do knowledge checks. So I can start this quiz here. This is a 3 short question quiz. A majority of them are multiple choice. And we just want to ensure that the caregiver is retaining the information that is being taught throughout the section and throughout the class and is engaged. So this demonstrates a complete lesson. The video clip shows how information is presented by a narrator and then followed up with an example scenario. Information from the video is reinforced with interactive activities, which present the information in an engaging way. First, the factual information, changes in older adult senses, then information the caregiver can use with clients, how to help with changes in each sense. The knowledge check assesses retention of the information presented in that lesson and also reinforces the information. So this is just one of our new classes. I also want to show you our class overview of HIV and AIDS as well. And I have two more that I'm going to show you all today. So according to the CDC, thanks to better treatments, people with HIV are living longer. So 45% of Americans living with diagnosed HIV are over 50. Caregivers may be unfamiliar with the specific challenges of caring for a client with HIV/AIDS. Caregivers in this lesson learn the transmission methods and stages of HIV/AIDS, and also how to manage client safety, health, and nutrition. So this is lesson 4 that we're going to dig into, and it's the safety and a health management section of the class. So I'm going to play this video as well.
Hi. So, green salad and chicken breast for dinner. How's that sound?
Great.
Good.
How long?
Should be pretty quick. Are you ready?
In a few minutes. I have to change the litter in the cat's box. She really made a mess.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. So I want to reiterate that that's the incorrect way of doing things. But I want to show you how our classes are structured. So if you go to the next page here, so what we wanted the caregiver to do in this video is to spot the ways that the client and caregiver are risking the spread of infections. So if you go to the next page here, we have more strategies for minimizing infections. Another list activity that shows simple strategies for preventing the risk of infections in older adults with HIV/AIDS that a caregiver can go through. And then we have the correct way of doing things. So I'm going to show you this video as well.
Hi. So, green salad and chicken breast for dinner. How's that sound?
Great, thanks.
Good.
How long?
Well, the chicken's cooking and the salad will be ready soon. Are you ready?
In a few minutes. I have to empty the cat box, and she made it quite a mess.
Oh, come on now. Let me do that, please.
I hate to see you do that.
No. I insist. I'll get it after dinner. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did that look okay? I hope I didn't dry it out, but I needed to make sure it was cooked through.
It looks great.
Okay, good. I'll be back.
All right. So the first video shows what not to do. And we ask the caregiver to identify the problems. Our classes often include examples of both what to do and what not to do. We identify the incorrect scenarios so caregivers can begin to ask themselves what the caregiver in the video is doing wrong. This encourages caregivers to use critical thinking skills while also engaging with the storytelling. Then following screens provides some specific strategies for what to do to prevent infection. And then we have a follow-up correct video, the one that I just showed, mirroring the first one. And we ask caregivers to look for what the caregiver in the video did right this time. So you will also notice that throughout each class, we follow the same caregiver and client pair in all the videos in these particular scenarios. This helps create a storyline and more emotional connection for the caregiver student. And they get to see different aspects of the relationship between the client and the caregiver. This is something that we've realized is very important to our caregivers. They often ask for scenario-based training and classes, so they know what to expect when they go into a client's home. So all right, so the next class I want to show you is our communicating with a person with a person with dementia class. According to Alzheimer's Disease International, there are 50 million people with dementia worldwide, and the number is expected to double every 20 years. Older adults with dementia need a great deal of care, and few families are able to manage that care without additional assistance, I should say. There are many challenges in caring for someone with dementia, so our team has created several classes to address different aspects of those challenges. We have an introduction to dementia care class, communicating with a person with dementia. So I'm going to show you a video for this class right now. End of life dementia care, managing agitation and aggression in dementia, safety in dementia, and Parkinson's disease dementia. So I want to show you a tidbit of this class as well. I'll play a video here.
Maintain eye contact when communicating and try to approach the older adult from eye level or lower. Standing above your client can make them feel threatened.
Hi, Joan. It's time for bed now.
Reduce distractions. Use a calm voice and speak clearly, slowly, and in a friendly tone.
What, now? That's ridiculous. I just had breakfast. It's barely 10 a.m.
I liked your hearing doctor. She seemed nice.
When did you meet my doctor?
This afternoon at your appointment. Remember?
Oh, that's right. She's really nice.
I thought so. So are you excited about your new hearing aid?
It's great. I hear everything now.
Good. So let's go brush your teeth.
Okay.
Don't argue with your client. If they're saying something that you know is incorrect, try to move the conversation around the issue rather than directly contradicting them.
Okay. Sit on the bed, please. Good. All right, now take your slippers off. Okay. Now we're gonna lie down.
Give simple directions, one step at a time.
All right. Would you like to read a while?
Yes, I would.
Okay. There you go. All right, now I'll be back in 20 minutes, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Ask yes or no questions whenever possible.
All right, let's try to use the bathroom once more before bed. All right, stand please.
Where are we going?
We're going to the bathroom.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Your client will need more assistance with ADLs and IADLs.
Right. So I want to show you more activities in this class. Again, you must be noticing a trend that we have all our videos are scenario based. Here we again are talking through the barriers to communication. We have a flip guard activity here where a caregiver can go through the communication do's, so what he or she should do when working with an older adult living in middle stage dementia. And then a list here again to learn more about what not to do when communicating with an older adult in middle stage dementia. So the video shows an example of what to do when communicating with an older adult with middle stage dementia, like I said. And as you can see, this was a bit of a longer scenario, and we can get a feel for the relationship between the caregiver and the client. Because caregiving isn't about one-time actions, right? We want to reinforce the issues in the video with the text, the flip card, and the list screens, and then obviously, like I mentioned earlier, followed up with by a knowledge check, which again is a short 3-question quiz. So the next class, a new class that I would like to show you all, is assisting with oral hygiene. So as older adults age, as you all may know, they may neglect their oral hygiene. And caregivers may not know that oral hygiene is an important part of their client's health and well-being. What the caregiver will get out of this course is that, how they can benefit their clients. So I'm going to show you a video here from lesson 1 on how to examine your client's mouth.
Hi. Okay, so I'd like to look at your mouth and teeth. Is that okay?
Why? My teeth are fine.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I just like to be familiar with your oral health so I can recognize any changes later. Is that okay?
I suppose.
All right. So I'm gonna put on a glove. Okay. All right. Open up.
Always ask your client's permission and always use gloves. If they're not being cooperative, do not try to put your finger in their mouth. They might bite you. You're mainly looking to see if something seems wrong. This provides a baseline for your client's dental status moving forward.
All right, so again, the video has incorrect and correct scenarios. The following list page here is an example of how we can walk the caregiver through a step-by-step process. And then we have another hotspot activity here, similar to what I've shown you before. So that wraps up the content update that I wanted to show you all. So these is the 4 new classes that we recently released. If you're a customer of ours and you're currently on, please do check them out in its entirety, and you may want to assign some of these to your current caregivers. But what I also wanted to do, and I'll make sure that everybody who's attended today's webinar receives our master class list. So like I said earlier, we released 42 classes, or we have 42 classes. We released about 25 this year. And I'll make sure that everybody on the webinar today receives our master class list, and be more than happy, if you're not a customer, to give you a sample of some of our classes that may interest you. Okay. So now I'd like to show you new features that we've released for our caregivers. So as many of you know, especially if you're a current customer that is currently on today, CareAcademy content is mobile compliant. We have the best platform for caregivers to complete their courses on their mobile phone at their convenience. So in fact, majority of our caregivers will complete their classes on a mobile device or iPad. Caregivers are able to take their courses at the comfort of their own home and even do so with their kids, actually. So we have a great case study with an agency here in Boston where caregivers actually do their training when their kids are doing homework. Which is really exciting for us. But in our new update, we're taking it a step further than just being mobile compliant. So caregivers can log in and reset their passwords via text. So why is this important? Our product team does a lot of research and found out that logging into online training is a huge problem in the industry. We have made it very easy for caregivers to log on to our platform and start taking their classes. They can enter, so these are actually screenshots that I took yesterday via my phone. So we've made it very easy for caregivers to log on. They can enter either their email address or phone number, and they can also get a text message when resetting passwords or when they're enrolled in certain classes. And as you can see down here in this orange box, if they're having any issues, they can chat with our customer service team right away, and they'll help them with any technological problems that they're having in logging onto their classes or having incorrect passwords if they forgot it. And our customer service team is there available to help them. Caregivers, like I said, also get reminded via text, similar to the middle screenshot that I have up on the screen, when the course has been added to their profile. So if, as an admin, I'll show this a little bit later, if an administrator adds a course for coaching purposes throughout the year for a particular caregiver, they will receive a text message saying that they've been enrolled in the class and for them to log in and complete the course to be compliant with their agency. Again, we've seen in our research that caregivers want to be guided in taking their classes, and they want, and our agency administrators want the caregivers to complete the trainings that have been assigned to them, especially when it relates to a client and if it's client-specific training. So, for example, if a beginner caregiver is going to go see a dementia client next week, it's important to our administrators that their caregivers get that training done so they're prepared once they go to a client's home. So it may make it very easy for the caregivers to ensure that they are compliant when they visit clients' home at all times, and they take any client-specific courses that their administrators or agency owners assigns to them. So now I'm going to pull up our dashboard, and I will walk you through what we've made easier for the agency managers as well. So for those of you that aren't current customers, this is what our dashboard and the administrator portal looks like. So again, later on, if you have any questions, I will go through a demo in detail, showing you any questions that you might have. But as an update, what we've updated recently, like I was saying, agency admins can now provide client-specific training to caregivers with very few clicks. So in the scenario that I discussed earlier, so we'll go drill down into Amanda here. So for example, Amanda could be a beginner level caregiver, and she is going to go see a client with dementia, and you just want to make sure that when Amanda arrives to go see your client, that she knows how to communicate with this particular client that has dementia. So what you can do on an individual level for all your caregivers is click on the Add Class button here, select classes. Let's do communicating with a person with dementia class. You can assign a due date. So let's give her a day to complete and save. And that class will be enrolled immediately for Amanda. Amanda will be notified automatically right away and take the course right away on her mobile device. When she receives a text message, it'll have a link. She clicks on the link, she logs in, she can start taking that class, and she now knows that she needs to complete that course before she goes and sees a particular client. What you can also do, and some of you may already know this again, but you can also text message Amanda. So our product team, again, does a lot of research on what works best for our caregivers. And we found that caregivers respond the best via text message. So now we can text Amanda and say, hi, Amanda, please complete the course I just assigned by tomorrow, end of day. Send message. She receives a text message from you as well, knowing that this is not a mistake, that she needs to take this class before she goes and sees your client. Agency admins can also design their own curriculum that will meet state compliance and caregiver needs. So this is something that our admins have been asking for a while, and this is actually an exclusive look into this. We haven't released this feature yet. We will be releasing it very shortly, and we'll definitely be communicating it to all our current customers. But what will appear on your dashboards is this curriculum feature. So you can click on curriculum, initial and annual training. And if you decide, so a lot of our agencies, do learn to earn programs specifically for retention purposes. So you can change the curriculum for your caregivers throughout the year. So if you want your initial training to change, or your annual training, for example, to have more dementia classes, perhaps for your first year, second year caregivers, you're able to add that. So I can say, add classes. I want assisting with bathing to be now a class that is part of the curriculum for all my caregivers. Assisting with bathing is added here, and you publish. Okay, and now the curriculum for all the caregivers in your agency has changed, and they will receive a notification. And this is great, again, for all our agencies out there that do learn to earn programs, that do contests throughout the year with training, again, just to make sure that the caregivers are engaged with the agency and what they're learning. And agency admins can have the peace of mind of meeting state compliance while meeting their agency training needs. So, for example, an agency wants to train their caregivers in dementia, but it also wants to be compliant. So like I showed you, this is always a great way. Our customer service team is always there to assist you if you have any questions on compliance issues and what your state needs. So a lot of our, if you're already a customer, our compliance team is there to help you make sure that you have the classes and that your caregivers are compliant throughout the year based on your state requirements, but also as well as your agency requirements and based on what your clients need. Just going back to the dashboard here, another a new feature that we have. So again, a lot of you may know of our great compliance reports. They are formatted for California requirements, which are the most stringent. And in all our compliance reports, you're able to see exactly what classes were completed by a particular caregiver, when the classes were taken. So your agency is always audit ready. But a new feature that we added, so we'll go to Yvonne here, is you can print reports for a specific caregiver. So if for some reason you want to know, only for Yvonne, which, not only the certificates, you want the certificates of completion for Yvonne, but you also want to know which classes that Yvonne's taken. You can print out the compliance reports now for just one caregiver. So I can click here, print report. So it's formatted exactly like our compliance report for all caregivers for audit purposes, but now you can also take a look on a caregiver by caregiver basis. Right? Another feature that I'd like to show you all is our wave feature. So I'm going to do initial training here. So this is something that our agencies have been asking for, is how to track in-person courses that track towards compliance goals and have them appear in training logs. So your end-to-end training for your caregivers lies in one place. So if you're ever audited, You can print one report and know that all the training for all your caregivers is captured in one place. So for example, if safety precautions class was taken at another agency by a caregiver, or you did an in-person training, you can simply click a waive for that requirement, fill in the information on where that class was completed, the name of the class, the description, who provided the training, the trainer, the location, the completion date, and the now for Yvonne for that particular class for safety precautions, it'll show up on our training logs for all your audit purposes. So again, your end-to-end training will live in one place for all your caregivers. So there's no need, this is something we hear a lot from our agencies, what they used to do prior to CareAcademy is there's now no need to track your caregiver training in Excel, figure out which caregiver is progressing, what the due dates are, who's out of compliance, where to look for reports when the auditors come. It's all automated, it's all in the dashboard, and it lives in one place. And all you have to do is click one or two clicks, and you're able to get the information that you need. So up next, so those are all our great updates for our agency managers. Up next, I want to talk through our referral program. So many of you have been asking for a referral program, and I'm excited to share the details. We are offering a $250 one-time Visa gift card for any of our agencies that are able to refer us to other agencies that might, find our product and content and solution helpful, that are similar to yours. And we would love to, incentivize you and give you a bonus of $250. And the agents that you refer to us also will save $250 from us. After this webinar, we'll send out an email with the links to the new course list, like I said, a referral flyer, and more as well, some customer testimonials, videos as well. And if you have a lot of referrals that you'd like to make, reach out so we can set up a mini webinar for your associates. It's really common for our customers to schedule a mini webinar and invite five to 10 other owners. If all 10 sign up, that's a $2,500 bonus that we will pay you. So it looks like, so this is a good question. Do you have to be a customer? Do you have to be a customer to take advantage of the referral program? Yes, but if you sign up in conjunction with your caregivers, then yes, you can get the referral bonus. And again, this happens frequently among franchisees and association members. We do many webinars for our owners all the time. Okay, so this wraps up the CareAcademy update portion. The next slide here. If you're already using CareAcademy, I want to say thank you. It's home care owners like you who are really making a difference in the lives of seniors and their families. And you're also doing your community a tremendous service by providing jobs and opportunities for individuals to get into the field of healthcare. So thank you. And now for those who are not yet using CareAcademy, I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes sharing how we're helping home care owners build growing and thriving businesses. So please do stick around. We do this in 3 ways. By providing techniques and tools that helps owners and managers to recruit new caregivers into the industry, through offering CareAcademy as a pre-hire education resource. So I know I mentioned this before, and I can definitely go into certain case studies. By creating online classes that teach new caregivers the hard skills required for the job, and delivering training that meets your state's requirements in a way that save owners and managers a lot of time. Also, by showing caregivers how to be successful in their job as a caregiver. This is where soft skills training really makes the difference. Teaching caregivers how to diffuse difficult situations and behaviors, showing caregivers the right and wrong way to communicate with a client, helping caregivers understand the aging process so they know what to expect and how to handle it before the problem occurs. Okay, so now before we dive into the demo of Care Academy, let's go over all the different ways you might be training your caregivers. Now, when it comes to training, there are a lot of ways to do it. You could bring everyone in and watch a DVD. I've heard that a lot from agencies. You could email everyone a PDF and tell them to read it. Also heard that one. You could send out a bunch of links to various YouTube videos. You could pay a nurse to come in and do the training. You might have a nurse on staff that's doing training, either one-on-one or in workshops. Or maybe you're the owner and a nurse, so you're the one doing the training. Yet, just like in everything else in life, given 10 ways of doing something, there are usually 2 to 3 that are better than the rest. So to us, the question of caregiver training isn't so much about meeting state requirements, which of course is important and it has to be covered. But what is it that really makes a difference when it comes to caregiver recruiting, onboarding, and retention? How are you going to build a team of caregivers who not only want to work as caregivers, but who really enjoy working with their clients, especially the difficult ones? How do we make it so that caregivers know what to expect and how to handle it? The answer to this question is not very well understood, and it's the difference between training and education. So, what's the difference? Training versus education. It's simple. Training teaches you how to do something, how to operate this machine, or how to do a bed bath, and that's important. But education goes way beyond that. Education is about understanding. Training says, make sure there's a nightlight in the client's room. Education says that as we age, our senses diminish. So, what might be visible to you in low light is completely invisible to your client. And that's why you need to ensure that no personal items are left on the floor or in the hallways, and that the rooms have proper night lighting. And this is critical because if Mrs. Jones falls and has to go to a skilled nursing for 3 weeks, you're out of a job for 3 weeks. There's a lot more to fall prevention than just keeping stuff off the floor and using night lights. So let me ask you this. Which caregiver is more likely to change their behaviors for the positive? The one who you tell keep stuff off the floor and use a nightlight? Or the person who understands what we just talked about in regards to the aging process and the consequences of a fall? With education, many business challenges will solve themselves. Challenges such as an employee turnover start to go away. Challenges around customer service start to go away. Caregivers become engaged, which means they love working for you and your clients. They will start to refer their friends and family members. You end up getting more caregivers and more clients at the same time, automatically, without having to spend thousands of dollars on marketing, because the word starts to get out that you're the best employer in the area, in the town. And ultimately, that's what we want, to help you grow your business, deliver outstanding care, provide jobs, and make a positive impact in your community. But in order to do that, we know you need caregivers and lots of them. There's a massive caregiver shortage in every city across the nation. And as an industry, we're going to have to start bringing new people in. Now, obviously, it's a lot easier to start someone who's been providing care vocationally. They know what to do, and they need less training. But when there's a shortage, you simply have to bring in new people. And these new people will not be trained or know what to expect, which is why you need a tool like CareAcademy. With CareAcademy, you don't have to spend so much time teaching or developing curriculum or documenting the training or figuring out who has or has not completed the training. In fact, you don't even have to call or text your caregivers to remind them to complete their training. With CareAcademy, and this is something I didn't mention before, um, our support team can take care of all that for you if you want. The calling, texting, emailing your caregivers to make sure that they're always compliant based on state requirements and based on what your requirements are for them. You assign the courses and your caregivers take them. And when I say caregivers, I'm referring to your new hires and your existing workforce. So you can use CareAcademy for both orientation and in service. And in some states, you use the words initial training and continuing education. But either way, with CareAcademy, your employees come in with the knowledge and understanding they need to be successful. You can spend more time in person making sure they really know and understand material and focus on hands-on skills or connecting with them on a more personal level. I'm going to show you this next slide to help you understand what it's like with and without CareAcademy's online training. So training caregivers the old way. Bear with me. Develop curriculum or hire a nurse. Schedule class. Schedule caregivers. Set up your room. Document attendance. Do the training. Pass out paper test. Grade test. Document test results. Make certificates. Put certificates in employee's file. Schedule a second class for those who missed the first class. And then do it all over again. I'm really tired just thinking of it. So training caregivers with CareAcademy. You add caregivers, you assign the classes, caregivers take the classes, test results automatically are saved, certificates are automatically generated. And if you want, our customer success team will again call, email, or text your caregivers to remind them of all their training due dates. So which is more efficient? To personally spend 4 to 6 hours teaching a group of new caregivers in person, or to have that group spend 4 hours learning on their own and then workshop those skills with your manager or nurse to make sure the material has really been learned. With CareAcademy, you can save your managers a lot of time and deliver a better outcome. Can you confidently say with 100% certainty that one, your caregivers are confident in their skills training? Two, your caregivers understand how to do what's required on the job the correct way. Three, that your caregivers know what to expect when working for a client with dementia or Alzheimer's. Are you 100% certain that if the state auditor walked into your office and asked to see your training logs, that you could produce accurate records quickly? Are you 100% certain that what you are currently doing for training meets your state requirements and is setting your care team up for success? If your 90-day employee turnover rate is higher than 50%, meaning that more than half of the people you start are not working for you 90 days later, or if you answer no to any of the last 5 questions, this part of the webinar is for you. Or maybe you're frustrated because you can't find enough caregivers, and the only way to get them in is to steal them from competing agencies, which, of course, requires that you pay them more. And to make matters worse, they end up going back to the other agency because the other agency finds out and then pays them even more. If that's happening, this is for you. So let's take a poll real quick and see what's keeping you up at night. What challenges are you experiencing in your business right now? And this is multiple choice. You can select as many. First, can't find enough caregivers. 2, lowered price competitors getting all the referrals. 3, can't get onto the referral list. 4, clients not being able to pay for your services. And 5, business taking up all your time and energy. So please go ahead and submit your answers. Give it a couple seconds. Okay, so 82% of you say that you can't find enough caregivers. 35% of you say business taking up all your time and energy. 18% of you say can't get onto the referral list, and about 12% with the other two topics here, lowered priced competitors, getting all the business, and clients not being able to pay for your services. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing from this poll, I truly believe that what we have with CareAcademy is going to help you out. So like I said, I will be on for the next 30 minutes I can do a demo, send me your questions, and I would love for it to be interactive. I've shown you some of our key features already, and how they can help your business. I can certainly walk through case studies and talk through how our other agencies have increased efficiency and cut costs in their agencies with using us. We're very outcomes focused here. But what I want to do is go ahead, because I promised that I'd go through a promotion that we're offering. So I'll go ahead and do that first. And then again, please keep submitting your questions. And I would love for the last 30 minutes to be interactive. I'm going to pull up our dashboard. I'll pull up our classes, and I can walk you through any questions that you might have. Okay, so today's offer, so if you go to our website right now, careacademy.com/pricing, we are slashing up till 3 p.m. Eastern, so about another hour. We're going to be offering a $50 discount each month for all of our packages. So for example, our starters package with up to 10 seats is typically $149 per month. And for the next hour, using the code that I will provide in the next screen, it's going to be $99. And similarly with our starter pack and grow pack, as well as our business and enterprise pack as well. Just so you all know, we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So do try us out. You can try us out with 10 caregivers if you like. And if in 30 days, if we're not able to provide efficiencies to your organization, we're not helping you cut costs with training, if we're not able to increase engagement with your caregivers, you can get your money back and you can get out of your 12-month contract with us. So there's no hesitation. You can definitely try us out for 30 days. And this is a link, careacademy.com/pricing. Again, the coupon code of update 50, you use that, and you can get the $50 discount per month. It'll save you $100 a year at least, and we would love for you to get started. So again, update 50, it's going to be up for the next hour. And with that, I will take on questions, and I will bring up my dashboard here and we can go through a live demo with your questions. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going through them now. Let's see here. Thank you so much again for all your questions and being interactive today. Okay, all right, so regarding the referral program, Would like to, okay, so I'm a home care consultant and I would like to make this available to my customers. Could I get in on the referral program? Yes, absolutely. So yeah, sorry, I misspoke on the referral program. It's available to anyone. Reach out to me via email, and I'll get you a flyer and more info. My email was on the slides, but I'll repeat it again. It's ashley@careacademy.com. You will also be receiving a follow-up email from me right after this webinar. So please do shoot me an email. Certainly available to consultants. Also, so I should mention, I'm getting a question on the 30-day money back guarantee. We have agencies test us out all the time for within the 30 days. You can upload 10 caregivers, give them the training, get their feedback for 30 days. We've actually had agencies, I'll be honest with you, that might be using other providers that have used us in conjunction and switched to us because of the time we're able to save their administrative staff. So something that I didn't bring up earlier, but again, we're very outcomes focused here at Care Academy. We had an agency in Virginia, 60 caregivers, that just having our dashboard alone, not being able to having to go on Excel and track their caregivers, just having our dashboard, being able to track their caregivers in one place, it all being automatically generated, was able to save 13 hours a month. That result in about $5,000 in annual savings. So definitely try us out. Chat with our customer success team, get through the whole experience in 30 days, and we would love for you to try us out. So the question I got here is, will the system allow a date range on a report on what has been completed? Yes, so I'll pull it up again. So what I showed you last time was a compliance report per caregiver, because that's a new update, but I'll show you a compliance report for all caregivers on how that looks. So for example, here, Andrew completed this training assisting with independent living through IADLs on 4/19. So yes, like I said, we have formatted all our training compliance reports to include all the information that an auditor might need. We've worked with auditors in the past, and we want to make sure that our reports include all the information that you need all in one place. Are we able to confirm the amount of hours completed within the reports? Absolutely. So up here, so for example, it'll say the number of training hours in a time period. So it'll say 1 hour. If the particular caregiver has completed more, it'll say 5 or 6. And you will your training logs and reports will include the number of training hours that are completed by all your caregivers. Okay, next question here. How does this work when I have 2 or 3 offices? Great question. So what I want to show you here is when you have 2 or 3 offices, again, it can work differently based on if you have one administrator that manages the training of all 3 offices, or you have administrators in 3 different locations. So either way, based on what you want and works for your business, we will create a dashboard similar to this. Help you select the curriculum. Our compliance team has recommended courses for each state, and we will upload or you're able to add all your caregivers here all at once, and we'll get you all started. So you can have one dashboard if that works for your business based on how many people are managing it, or you can have 3 different dashboards similar to this for 3 different locations. Again, our customer success team works for you to make sure that we understand what your needs are to get you started. Again, we have agencies that have done both. What does the rollout of this program look like? So it's very, very simple. What happens is you can sign up on our website. You put in all your information. Our customer success team will use the recommended curriculum that our compliance team has identified let me show you guys here in curriculum. So what we will do is we will go ahead and pre-populate for you on your dashboard what our compliance team recommends for your agency in the particular state. If you have, and we will create the dashboard for you. If you want to make changes to that curriculum, you're able to do that like I showed earlier, and you can publish add any classes that you want in your curriculum, and then you can publish and it will be assigned to all your caregivers. And then what you're able to do, so this all is done within 24 hours. And then what you're able to do is add new caregivers here. It's very simple. Put in the information of your caregivers, name, phone number, email, hire date, whether they need initial training or not. You create that particular caregiver. That caregiver will be enrolled right away in the curriculum that you have assigned, and will receive a notification via text that they need to log on and complete courses. So for example, here you can go in, this is something I didn't show earlier, but what you're able to do is drill down per caregiver and see who's completed their initial and who's progressing through annual. So Lillian Roche here looks like has completed her initial training, but has not started on her annual training, and is actually 4 months out of compliance. Yvonne here is 50% progressing through his initial training. So all this is set up and ready to go within 24 hours for you. And I also want to add, our customer success team has webinars 3 times during the week that you are able to schedule and sign in on. So if you have any questions regarding your dashboard, some best practices on what other agencies are doing with CareAcademy training, you can bring your questions 3 times a week to them, and they're there to help you with any questions that you might have. But I also want to, I can talk a lot about our customer success team. They're wonderful and help our agencies with any tech issues, as well as setting up their curriculums. But what you also have available is this help functionality. So you can always chat with our customer success team live with any issues that you might be having with getting started. How does it work if we sign up for 25 spots to start with and then go over or under? That's a great question. So if you're scheduled and you're signed up for 25 spots, we do a 3-month, you will continue on, and you can continue adding your existing caregivers for 3 months. And within 3 months, if you're consistently over 25 and your agency has just grown, and at that point, we will work with you to move you to another tier that will better service your agency's needs. But we do have a 3-month grace period, and because we definitely understand the attrition in this space, and that you might have caregivers coming in and out at different times. So we do have a 3-month grace period, at which point we will switch you to a different pricing tier. And similarly, if you need less than 25 spots as well. Okay. Yeah, can you tell us more about the reminders? Are there automatic reminders built in? Yes, so You can our caregivers on your platform will start receiving automated reminders from our team 60 days, 30 days, and 7 days out of when their due dates are assigned according to what's on the dashboard. So for example, Lillian Rochier, it shows that she's 4 months out of compliance. Lillian Roche is receiving automated reminders from us every 7 days to make sure that she's progressing through the training and knows and is aware of her training requirements. So we do have some automated reminders built in, yes. Right. These are great questions, you guys. Please keep them coming. Okay, looks like I've looking through this now. Again, I apologize if I haven't answered anyone's questions. You can you can reach out to me and can certainly set up a call if you have any further questions. But looks like I've answered majority of them. So what I'm going to do is go back to our pricing page. Again, just so you all know that we do have a $50 discount off of all packages for each month for in our 12-month contract. So our starter pack that is usually $149 per month is now $99 per month. And similarly with our starter, grow, and business and enterprise packages as well. I will have, again, the code is update 50, which will be live until 3 p.m. Eastern today. You do have the money back guarantee, so definitely try us out. See how we compare with what you're currently doing with training. Would love your feedback, whether you decide to move forward with this or not. Really appreciate any feedback. Oh, and actually, if you all have any other questions that I haven't gotten to, if you could just chat me your name and your phone number to um, to me, and I will make sure to give you a call, or someone on my team will give you a call to make sure we answer your questions live. I definitely understand that agencies do things differently, and so if you have a specific question that I wasn't able to answer, please chat us now, and we will make sure to give you a call after the webinar. Also, this is really exciting. I am seeing the signups now. My team is showing me, and it looks like we have 1 or 2 folks have already signed up. So really excited to have you. I think it's all behavioral home care, my behavioral home care. Welcome. I'm really excited to have you. And again, that link's going to be up till 3 p.m. Eastern. Me and my team are going to be available. Chat us if we haven't been able to answer your questions, and we would love for you all to, get in on this amazing offer. Okay, I waited a couple more minutes. Again, I'll be on again if you have any more questions. But thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you joining us today and spending your afternoon with CareAcademy. Really appreciate your time and would love to help you in any way we can with caregiver training now or in the future. So thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.